In the book, Beware of Angels, written by Roger Morneau, Roger recounts that fallen angels masquerading as angels of God were appearing to a small group of Seventh-Day Adventists meeting in a home in Grants Pass, Oregon. On one occasion, a fallen angel claimed that Neal Wilson, the then president of the General Conference of Seventh-Day Adventists, was to be totaled and an enemy of the church.
Totaled meant that the individual would be completely controlled by evil forces.
But why would Satan say this about Neal Wilson? Neal Wilson was president of the General Conference of Seventh-Day Adventists from 1979 to 1990. The presidency of Neal Wilson was synchronic with the Beware of Angels crisis. His presidency was also synchronic with the Desmond Ford theological crisis,
in which Desmond Ford, a respected theologian in the Seventh-Day Adventist Church, challenged the church's stance on the investigative judgment of Daniel 8:14. The Desmond Ford crisis culminated from 1979 to 1980. Desmond Ford was summoned to the General Conference headquarters after a talk he had made at Pacific Union College. He was given 6 months to write his views and ended up moving to Tacoma Park, Maryland. Under the leadership of Neal Wilson, a theological committee was formed to rebuttal Ford's teachings. The subject of Daniel 8:14 and the investigative judgment can easily be defended from the Bible. Yet, the document that was drawn up by the 114-member Sanctuary Committee was largely in agreement with Ford's teachings.
What?
The insubstantial arguments that were given by the leading theologians of the SDA Church shed a bad light to the world upon Adventism's central doctrine. The General Conference ended up revoking Ford's credentials and terminating him from employment within the denomination. This led to a major schism within the denomination in which many people left the church. Is it just by chance that all this happened right when Neal became president of the denomination? Why couldn't the General Conference give a substantial exposition of Daniel 8:14? This made the church look weak in the eyes of its adversaries. Could this have all been by design? Hegelian dialectic? Create the problem and then create the solution? The Bible says in Jeremiah 11 verse 9:11 backwards, that there is a conspiracy in Jerusalem. There is a conspiracy to destroy the church from within. In Daniel chapter 11 verse 40, there is a prophecy that Satan will successfully enter into the glorious land, which is a symbol of God's church. Please note that in the midst of the Desmond Ford debacle, the Trinity doctrine came into the church through the back door. That's right, the Trinity doctrine came in under the administration of Neal Wilson. As everyone was talking about Desmond Ford and the crisis underlying our key doctrine, the 2300-day prophecy and the cleansing of the heavenly sanctuary, the central doctrine of Rome, the mother church, made its way into the remnant church. Brothers and sisters, I want to submit to you that this was all by design.
This is what you call the art of distraction.
The Beware of Angels crisis took place from 1983 to 1988, culminating with the Halstead Sister massacre in November of 1988, in which Sharon Lee Halstead and her sister Deborah Halstead and her two sons Leo and Harry killed a rancher named Marston Lemke and David Green's wife, Leanne Green. Leanne Green's son was left paralyzed from the chest down. This horrific incident can most certainly be described as an omen of the coming Omega, and shows us the broad reach of the Omega, that whether it's conference lines or quote independent lines, all Seventh-Day Adventists are fair game for Satan if we are not experiencing righteousness by faith. I believe that all this happening simultaneously to the presidency of Neal Wilson is not by accident. This is a shadow of what is to come. We are now living under the presidency of Ted N.C. Wilson, the son of Neal Wilson. I have told you before that this is a you and your father moment.
I have the great privilege of reading a letter which you will find of great interest. It has at the top of its letterhead, the White House, Washington. I wish you all the best for a wonderful event. Barack Obama, President of the United States. Barack Obama, President of the United States.
In the year 2022, a dream was given to Rose Massey in which she was at a gym, sitting on a bench. She then saw Elder Ted Wilson walking toward her with two well-dressed individuals of a very high social status. The Lord revealed to Rose that these people are the elite. Ted was just a puppet for them. When they all came to the bench, Ted signaled for Rose to let the elite sit there. But like Rosa Parks of old, Rose Massey stood her ground and did not get up for them. Ted became furious at Rose, even to the point of doing something.
The dream ended.
Brothers and sisters, I truly believe that there is significance to all of this, and that is that a showdown is brewing in Adventism. The question is, which side will you stand? With Elijah standing alone in vindication of the truth? Or will you side with Ahab and the 450 prophets of Baal?
The choice is yours.